Hey, what's up, dudes? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Duty, and we're checking out a multi-tool today. This is my favorite Leatherman, and I've tried a few, and this is my absolute favorite, and I'm going to do my best to convince you that that is the case. Now, some people may need specific tools that are not on this one that are on other models, but for me, this is the absolute perfect multi-tool, the best Leatherman that I've ever tried, and we're going to check it out. First of all, if you're watching the video and you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that. Why not, And also go to Instagram and follow me at duties_daggers. That's where I'm going to be announcing all kinds of, events and such for the channel, so you'll be all up to date over there. So, first of all, this Leatherman does not come with this leather case. It comes with kind of a crappy nylon one. It functions fine, but I really like the look of the kind of classic leather. And you can see this thing has aged super duper well. I mean, I love this case. It's just patinaed really, really well. It's held up really well. The stitching is, well, I guess the stitching is a little loose right there, but around here the stitching is totally solid. The button still really stiff. So I mean, they make these sizes for different Leathermans, so you can always get a leather case for yours. Highly recommend it. They're made in the USA. Just really good stuff. So, the Leatherman Rebar. Now, I feel like this is not as a popular a Leatherman as I would kind of guess it would be. I think some people might be sleeping on this thing. A lot of people prefer the Wave Plus or the free, what is it? The free P2, I think. But for me, this is absolutely perfect. It's a little bit smaller than some of the other models. It's a little thinner than some of the other models. It's just kind of a sleeker profile. It kind of reminds me of just like the classic, old school Leathermans where, all the tools were inside, which they are on this one. And it's just basically, a rectangle. And I really like the look of that. It's just nice. It's smooth. It's compact. I really like just the whole aesthetic of the multi-tool when it's closed. So we have a ruler on the outside, metric and in inches, and I never use that, but it's there if you want it. Let's open her up. Now you're gonna see some wear and tear on this thing. That's because I carry it every single day. I use it every single day, multiple times a day. And I have been for, let's see, about 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. And this thing is still just as tight as the day I got it. I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's just as tight as the day I got it. Nothing is loose. Nothing is, coming undone. This thing, besides, the cosmetic scratches, this thing is exactly as it is the day that I bought it, which is pretty freaking awesome. I've been really hard on this thing, man. Really hard. Trust me. I'm a welder. I use it to clean out the nozzle on my MIG gun. I use it to pick up, hot little pieces of metal that I need to move around. I use it to cut my MIG wire all the time. I mean, I crank with this thing. I twist with this thing. And it is very tough. It is super duper tough. So first, let's go through the tools real quick. Well, not real quick, but let's go through the tools. Here's the regular blade here. It's hollow ground drop point blade. This is the blade that I use when I'm doing something where I don't want to use my primary knife. Something where I'm worried about getting it dull quickly, or I'm cutting a strap on some metal. I need to dig under there and cut it. I'll just bust this guy out so I don't scratch up my nice knife. It seems to hold an edge decently well. I'm sure it's not amazing steel, but it's functioned just fine for me. Now all of the tools lock in the open position, and how they do that is, see this little thing is spring loaded back here, and it falls into a slot in the tool. So all of the tools are completely locking. To unlock them, you just press down and that thing pulls out of the slot, and then you can close the tool. So really nice that they're all locking. I love that. Next we got our awl for sewing up leather. Haven't really used that, maybe once or twice, but it's cool to have on there. Next we got our small flathead. This thing I use maybe, let's see. Yeah, I think I use this thing more than any other tool here. This is my pry tool. I use this thing to pry anything and everything. And it has not bent at all. I mean, I don't go crazy with it, but you know, I am pretty hard on it. It's never bent. It's not deformed. It's you know, it's perfect. This is my primary pry tool. Then we have the larger flathead. We have a little lanyard loop that you can, you know, you can leave it out if you want to attach a lanyard on this thing. I had a lanyard on there for a while, but it kind of got in the way, so I took it off. Now the file is actually very good for being on a multi-tool. It's two-sided. There's one side for wood and one side for metal. And I actually use this thing fairly often. The cool thing is that it has an edge, not an edge, but you know, it has the file teeth on the edge here, so you can kind of get it in there. You could like cut the head off of a nail or something. It's sticking up, or you know, some thin metal. You can just cut with it. So that's pretty neat. It does really well. I'm pretty impressed with this file. Moving on to the other side, we have the serrated blade. This thing is wicked sharp. Wicked sharp. It's a good one. It's very sharp. Next we got our can opener. I used this just the other week actually. I had a can of beans that I couldn't get open, and this thing actually tore it open really quick. And one of the best things about the multi-tool, we have a full 3D Phillips head. This thing gets a lot of use, and it's not, you know, you can see on some other multi-tools where the head, you know, this whole shank is pretty short. This is a nice long shank on it, and it's a full 3D, probably like a number, what was that, number 2? I don't know what size Phillips that is. 2, yeah. This thing is great. I mean, it's a full 3D Phillips head. You don't have to worry about those, you know, those little flat ones that come on a lot of multi-tools. Those things are just crap. They strip out the heads on your screws. This thing is fantastic. This is one of the main reasons I bought this multi-tool. And then we have our saw blade. This thing gets not a ton of use, but I've definitely used it on occasion. You know, it's a saw blade. Works just fine. So let's go back to the non-serrated blade, which is the blade I use the most on the knife. If you close it with the blade out, this is really my own this is my only complaint about the multi-tool really is I wish the knife was on this side, because sometimes when you're cutting, this kind of gets in the way. You know, if the blade was just, you know, on this part of the multi-tool, you know, facing out, it would be a little better. You know, if you're trying to get into a small space to cut, this kind of gets in the way a little bit, but it's not too bad. With the knife out, it is really comfortable to hold on to. You know, without there being any tools on the outside of this thing is really smooth. Everything's rounded, everything's contoured, so it's very comfortable to grip, which I love. And it's very comfortable to grip too on the pliers, because all the edges here are really nicely rounded off as well. Everything is very rounded on this knife. Nothing is sharp. I've had a couple other Leathermans that were not nearly as comfortable to hold. I've tried the Wave Plus, the Surge, and the Wingman. I think that's it. The Wave Plus was definitely not as comfortable as this. The Wingman was actually very uncomfortable. And I can't remember about the Surge, but yeah, this is really comfortable to grip. Now the plier head on this guy is really robust. I don't have any other multi-tools right now here to compare it to, but this whole thing is just beefier than you would normally see on most other Leathermans. It's just beefier. You know, a lot of them kind of the taper here is more aggressive. This section in here is a lot thinner. So I think that's part of the reason why I've been able to be so hard on this guy without anything breaking. I think that's probably why they called it the rebar. It's like the tough Leatherman, you know. It's like the bad boy tough kid. We have replaceable wire cutters in there. Never had to replace them. They're still pretty sharp. I probably will in the next, I don't know, 6 months or so. Not because I need to, but because, I don't know, I guess I'm just curious to see how much better they will cut being brand new. But I haven't had any troubles cutting with these guys at all. Yeah, it's just so comfortable. This is a very, very good Leatherman. It's $80, which is cheaper than, definitely cheaper than the Wave Plus and the Surge, I think. Definitely cheaper than the the Free P2. I think that one's like $150. So this is a very reasonably priced tool. I think $80 for this thing is a really good price. Just the slim profile and, all the tools you need. Comfortable, ergonomic, robust, heavy duty. This is the most heavy duty multi-tool that I've felt. And, that's what I need being a welder. I'm working with metal all day. I need a really robust pair of pliers. I need just a really robust whole package here. And like I said, I use most of these tools every single day. And they're fine. They're still rocking. When this thing breaks eventually, if it does, I will immediately buy another rebar. Immediately. That's how much I love it. So, that's the Leatherman Rebar. Oh, one more thing. Just a little small detail. I really like the noise that the knives make when they go back into their closed position. Hear that? Isn't that nice? Yeah. I love clicky metallic stuff. It's the best. So, that's about it. That's the Leatherman Rebar. Beautiful package, lovely patina. This thing has seen some work, and I don't know. I just really love how, the wear and tear on this whole thing really just kind of adds to the whole ambiance of it, the whole aesthetic of it. You can tell that this thing has been put to work, and it's going to continue to work, hopefully, probably for a very, very long time. So, thanks for watching. That's the Leatherman Rebar. I'll link it down below if you want to go check it out. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.